Good morning, Tallassee. You're watching the Coffee Break Show, and I'm here with W.C. Bryant, and he has found a picture. Where in the world did you come up with this picture at, W.C.?
Ronald, we uncovered this picture in the old museum wing of the library.
And what year was it taken?
This picture was made in 1925.
So that was before my time and your time too, but I'm sure a lot of the people will recognize some of the people that's on this picture here today. A lot of our viewers will say, hey, that's my granddaddy, or I remember Uncle so-and-so. Do you know who's on the picture?
Pretty much, I know, because when we found the picture, the names were identified on the back of the picture. And if anybody has ever shopped at the old company store in East Tallassee, then they ought to be able to tell who most of these people are.
Well, WC has a pointer in his hand, and we hope it works.
The hand or the pointer?
Both. We're going to try to point out to you as WC identifies the people. And we'll give you a second or two on each person to look at them.
All right, you can probably identify this man right here, because if you know somebody who's kin to him in Tallassee today, he sells real estate and he used to run a clothing store for many years. This fellow here is Cooper Dura. Now these are all...
Is that John Dura's father?
I think it's John Dura's uncle. I don't know whether it's his father or not, but I think it's his uncle.
Okay.
Now, all of these people used to work at the East Tallassee Company Store whenever the mill owned the store.
Either the dry good or delivery
or grocery, delivery, drugstore.
Right.
Now this fella here, for many years, lived right in front of the store. That's Diddy Plant. And the next...
Later on, he went to work in the mill.
Yes, he did. And this fellow right here ran the store right on up to the time that the mill sold it, I think. And then he opened his own clothing store. That's Willie Moncrief.
Right, right. Who is the woman?
Well,
I only have two women there.
The woman here probably has wrapped more packages than anybody in the company store, and that's Claudia Lou Plant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Claudia Lou worked there for years and years and years.
Is that Diddy's wife?
That's Diddy's sister.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that's, or a cousin. I don't really know how they're related. Anyway, this fella here left the company store and went down the street and opened up a store of his own, and he was there for years and years and years. That's T.Z. Scroggins.
He was famous for letting you pay anything you wanted to pay as long as you paid something.
As long as you paid something.
Right.
Yeah, he accommodated the people in this town for many years. That's Henry Cannon. I think Henry must have worked in the grocery store. And that's J.B. Harris, who was the porter and helper around the place. That's Dolph Hornsby.
Right.
Everybody remembers Dolph with his cigar, I guess. And this fellow right here probably filled more prescriptions and issued more doses of castor oil and Coca-Cola than anybody over there. That's Dr. C.M. Sims.
Right.
And
now, is he the one that had the wooden leg?
He must have had a wooden leg, or he was crippled, because he walked with a limp.
Right, okay.
And I don't remember this lady. That's Sally Price. She must have been a clerk in the store or worked in the office. This fellow worked with Dr. Sims. He filled prescriptions also. That's Betty Sue's father. That's Quincy Segrist.
Right, okay.
And this fellow here is Mr. Robert Beckham. Mr. Beckham lived on my street for years and years and years and years. And Mr. Beckham was always a small man, kind of thin, and the last time I remember seeing Mr. Beckham, he looked just about that thin and just about that small.
And that's the people that worked for the Tallassee Mills in the company store in East Tallassee, Alabama.
Yep.
And that was 1925.
1925. They all gathered outside and sat on what looked like wooden crates there.
Right.
Put a board across there, and they sat down and had their picture made.
That was undoubtedly, and I'm sure it was before the shopping center was built, because the building is wooden.
Is wooden.
Okay. All right, Tallassee folks, you've just seen it. We hope you enjoyed it. That's the people that work for the Tallassee Mills, East Tallassee Company Store. Good morning. You're watching the Coffee Break Show. We just couldn't get along without you.